Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Yoru, and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga. I'm here today to talk about Chainsaw Man chapter 192. So, what do you think about this week's chapter? To be completely frank with you guys, I love this week's chapter. This week's chapter was something that I have been longing for a very long time in this series, which has been a moment of clarity between Yoru and Denji, where they can both go in this awkward date of sorts and just kind of chillax and open up to each other. And especially in Denji's part, we really see a lot of character development with him and how he opens up, especially towards Yoru, because as he says in this chapter, she's literally the last remaining thing that he has going on for himself. So I thought that really served a purpose in this week's chapter, and I really enjoyed it for that alone. Now, before I go any farther with this week's chapter, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Chainsaw Man, as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's chapter. So this week's chapter starts off pretty much in a way that I predicted was going to start off, which was obviously Yoru, shooting Yoshida, but in reality it wasn't that. It was clickbait, and instead she just shoots at the wall. And that's something that I myself predicted, and I'm sure many other people predicted too, that I didn't think Yoshida was going to die for, at all. I thought it was too early, too many unanswered questions regarding him, so I knew it was going to be a fake out in typical Fujimoto fashion, and I was absolutely right. And as you see Yoru just shoot at the wall, and then she proceeds to be telling Denji hey, let me show you how real devils play. And Denji's like, what? And she proceeds to literally take him out and pulls him out, and then she rips his little Chainsaw Man cord, and that proceeds to make Denji transform into Chainsaw Man again. Not the Pochita version, but just the regular red Chainsaw Man version. And as they go outside, you see one of them, the protesters, hey, he's a wannabe Chainsaw Man supporter, get him, because you see Denji. And at that point, this is where Yoru just proceeds to go in a slaughter fest. He proceeds to just go bang, bang, and proceeds to kill a person walking by. And then Denji's like, hey, what are you doing, bro? You can't be killing people. It's like, dude, why not? It's just what a devil does. And we see that, at this point, Denji starts realizing, man, I'm kind of a little screwed in the head. Because we see that Denji, as Yoru proceeds to slaughter these people. You see that Denji's like, hey, stop what you're doing. Stop. It's not right. How about we go and go eat to this place that I know? And you see Yoru what? And Denji's like, yeah, there's this one place nearby that I know, and I know it's really good, and you'll like it. So let's go and check it out. And they literally go, and it's this pod sticker place. And we see that pretty much as Denji goes in there, you see that Yoru's like, oh, nice, I found some frozen pod stickers. I'll make them for you. And it's very important for a later part in the chapter, which we see that Denji's like, oh, okay. And then we see a guy pull up. He's like, what are you guys doing here? And he's the chef, the manager or whatever. And Yoru's about to kill him. He's but Denji's like, no, don't kill him, bro. He's the manager. He's the one that's gonna cook us our food. I mean, we're customers, right? And the guy's like, customers? You guys barged in, what? And poor guy, because he doesn't really have that much on-screen time, because Yoru proceeds to just obliterate this guy and slash him in half. And you see Denji at this point what? You have a shock face, and Yoru brings up something very important that I'll discuss at the end of this review, which is Yoru says, and I quote, no, I'm the one I'm gonna make them myself. I said I was gonna cook, no one else can cook. And you see this look in her face of kind of she's trying to impress Denji, in my opinion, that's what I took from the scene. I could be wrong, but it looked like she was very adamant about herself cooking for Denji. And it seemed I don't know, it might be speculation time, but it definitely seems after this chapter that, Yoru's feelings for Denji, whether it's because of Asa's influence or not, they're developing even more. She earlier in the chapter said that, she wants to turn him into a weapon, she's using him. But in reality, is that really everything that's going on? I don't think so. And I think that Yoru's lying to herself if she believes that. And pretty much after the chef dies, they're just kind of go on top of this establishment, and they have this very cool panel where they're just vibing, eating food. And as they're doing that, you see in the background or what they're facing, actually just see the everything being burned to crisp. The chaos is still ongoing in the world. And pretty much Denji proceeds to be hey, Yoru, when do you know where the fire devil is? And then Yoru proceeds to be like, no, I don't know, but I will give you a heads up that, you know, if once all these powerful devils start showing up, it usually means that my sister's there, you know, the death devil, because the death devil usually summons all these, or the presence of the death devil itself brings upon all these strong, super powerful devils. So if the fire devil is showing up, or when the fire devil starts making his move, that means that the death devil is, you know, starting to make its plan. So that's a little bit of info for you, Denji. And we see that pretty much as Denji, you know, he starts asking, is like, so does that mean like the control devil's gonna be there? And like, you know, Denji's like, you know, the control devil, is it gonna be there? And Yoru's like, well, I mean, even if it is, it's gonna be someone else. And Denji's like, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. But you see, I had this promise with a friend. And this part of the chapter was great, man. It was really, really good, and it answered a lot of people's questions. That, you know, it's been a while. It's been a while since we finally discussed this, you know, plot thread that got, you know, brought up in part 1 that we wanted to be resolved in part 2, and definitely seems like we're gonna get it resolved eventually, which is the blood devil. Because we see that Denji's like, you know, well, the blood devil show up, and it's like, you see, I had this friend. She was really annoying, but at the end of the day, I enjoyed her company a lot, and you know, I missed her. And, you know, even though we might be strangers, I guess, at this point, I still want to try to look for her and hopefully find her because of this. And Yoru was like, you're nuts, man. Like, you're genuinely nuts. You realize, like, I'm just going to turn you into a weapon. Like, you know, why do you, even if you do meet them up with them again, they're going to be completely different people. Like, you know, you're truly alone type of stuff. And we see that Denji's just like, well, you see, like, you're right. You know, I'm probably going to be a stranger to them. And, you know, but at the same time, you know, I've been having a lot of fun. Something that I haven't done in a while. And you see that Yoru, when he's bringing all this stuff up, is like, you know, you're the closest thing I have to being having fun in a while. So as Denji's saying all of this, you see Yoru eventually start like blushing and like, or she has like this like shocking face, like, what? And you see that eventually the next panel, which closes the chapter, is that, you know, Yoru, you know, she a little feisty, man. Yoru wants something, all right. She wants to see what Denji has hidden down there, because she starts like, you know, sitting on his lap, or, you know, she gets in front of him, and Denji's like startled by this, like, what are you doing? Like, huh? And you see that you know, Yoru's like, yeah, is this fun too? And Denji's like, what? And that's how the chapter ends. It ends in this very provocative way, where we see that Yoru's obviously using her looks once again, and her, you know, Denji's lustful nature to either to make him do something that he doesn't want to do, or she genuinely, you know, is having fun. Which, if I had to guess, in my truly honest opinion, I do think that Yoru is changing, whether she wants to admit it or not. I think she's developing feelings for Denji, even deeper than she already had. But back then she made the excuse, which could have been an excuse, could it not be, where she said that, you know, Asa was influencing her emotions towards Denji, so henceforth that's why she was having feelings for him. But now that, you know, Yoru was having like you know, she's really controlling the wheel, you know, and controlling Asa's body, she's the one that, you know, is building these feelings upon Denji. And we see that especially towards the end of the chapter, where, you know, she genuinely seems like she's having fun in her own twisted, demented way. You know, she's been killing people left and right, but she genuinely has been having fun with this date that they had, this awkward date that both Denji and Yoru had. And I think that this is great for the future, because we see now, I'm wondering, is there going to be a point in time where Yoru has a chance to transform Denji into a weapon, but she decides not to because of her own feelings, like, why can't I do it? Or something along those lines. Also, it brings into question, like, is there going to be a cat fight, a love triangle between Asa and Yoru? If it is, it's going to be hilarious, because, like, you know, they can just switch body back and forward. And another serious question, if Denji gets at Asa, is that a threesome? Because think about it, you have Yoru in the background. I'm just saying, man, I'm thinking the big questions. But with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's chapter? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Chainsaw Man, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.